What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So I just wanted to do a quick little video just to touch on some things, just to show you guys some more hypocrisy and how people say things, forget they say these things, and then turn right around, say something different for somebody else, as usual. Now, we know what just happened with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. And it's so funny to me how, to cover up Tyson Fury's flaws and his downfall at night, they tried to make Francis Ngannou pump him up to be better than what he actually is. I know boxing, I understand fighting, and what I seen in Francis Ngannou was nothing special. Okay, he's not a great fighter. He's not a special fighter. He's a guy that held his own, yes, did, better than people expected. Okay, did you guys not see at the weigh-in? You notice how Tyson Fury was flapping his belly around, playing, and yeah, he was showing off his fat. And this guy clearly underestimated Francis Ngannou and thought this was going to be a cakewalk, and he couldn't do the things he thought he was going to be able to do. Now, what's so funny is, I said, you know what? If that would have been Anthony Joshua in that same exact situation, got dropped and the fight went the same way, people would continue to say, Anthony Joshua's finished. He's done. Here's a guy who fought an MMA guy who never had any fights, and he dropped AJ. You know the funny thing about it? And I don't care on a personal note. See, but hypocrisy is hypocrisy. A guy like Robert Helenius, who's a journeyman, and he was a journeyman when Wilder fought him. But it's funny how they tried to make this fight, pump it up to be some Super Bowl. And I told you guys, Robert Helenius, I've seen him fight. I've seen him lose. And basically, he went in there. We always talk about how styles make fights, and every fight's not going to go the same. I seen Gerald Washington knock out Robert Helenius. Deontay Wilder was getting outboxed by Gerald Washington and then knocked him out. Different fights happen where some people go the distance, where some guys get knocked out, and maybe whether it's earlier or later in the fight or however, but point is, they find a way to take a fighter who's C level, D level, and pump him up to be, at least B level. At least. They tried to make this seem like it was some great fight. And it's funny how you can go through any comment section when Robert Helenius was going to fight Wilder, and the worst that you'd hear about Helenius is people saying Wilder's going to KO him. But other than that, it's the Wilder fans that don't want to admit that Robert Helenius is a journeyman. A journeyman doesn't mean you can't go in there and put up a fight. We've been watching Derek Chisora do it for how long now? It's just that pretty much when they come up against elite guys, they're gonna come up on the short end of the stick, and not even just elite guys, just in general. They're just not the best of the best. Okay. That being said, how do you knock Andy Ruiz saying, and we talked about this before, but sometimes you got to revisit. Oh, he got beat by this little fat shut motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Deontay Wilder got beat by a tall fat motherfucker. They're still both fat. He made fun of Andy Ruiz. Tyson Fury. The Deontay Wilder fans. Same guy is calling out Wilder now, and Wilder doesn't want to fight him. Oh, he's overpricing himself. Okay, right. But it's funny. So what are you going to pay Francis Ngannou? Because even though he didn't get his hand raised that night against Fury, his stock went up. So now all of a sudden, I'm seeing videos, people are calling Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou the two baddest men on the planet. And that's just talk. First off, it's stupid shit, and people, make these little titles up, and the fans eat it up and start repeating it. at the end of the day, nobody's, when you look at Tyson Fury's performance and the fact of even saying the two baddest, no. Now Francis Ngannou is saying he wants to have a rematch, but he wants the title next time. He doesn't deserve a title shot. I don't give a fuck about this little spectacle shit. I saw what happened. He earned respect, like I said, but title shot, nah. Too many people been out there busting their asses for that position to give it to somebody just because they went in there with a guy that was expected to, demolish him, and it didn't happen. Still didn't put the work in. You can go to a job and have more skills than everybody, on that job, but if they go by seniority, then your ass have to wait. You're the bottom of the pecking order. You don't just jump to the front because, I know this work already, but you didn't put this work in this particular facility. Stuff like that. So no different. But it's funny because, when I look at Tyson Fury and I looked at what happened in that fight, like I told you, in boxing, I'm never shocked about what happens. But the fact that people are trying to, Fury just had a bad night. AJ never had a bad night. Certain fighters, Errol Spence didn't just have a bad night. Nobody has a bad night. We're selective with who had a bad night and who didn't, right? Plain and simple, I told you guys, it's not so much about what Francis Ngannou did, it was what Fury didn't do. But when I watch Fury, he don't seem to have the same legs. He doesn't have the desire to get in shape like he's supposed to. He lied the whole time. He knew damn well he wasn't going to be ready to fight Alexander Usyk. And here's the funny thing. All these fucking people, the Roy Joneses of the world, the Max Kellermans of the world, Teddy Atlas, all these other guys, Paulie Malignaggi, they all sit here. Stephen A. Smith, all these people, they sit here and they talk about how Tyson Fury is better than Usyk. He will beat Usyk. So you think that Francis Ngannou you think he beats Usyk? You think Francis Ngannou is actually a better fighter than Alexander Usyk? So Usyk doesn't have a chance, but somehow Fury doesn't have a chance against Ngannou. Well, if that be the case, that just means not only is Tyson Fury not what you guys thought, but at the end of the day, all it took was for a guy to stand in front of him and not be afraid. Because so many things that Ngannou didn't do because of his lack of experience. And now all of a sudden, people are trying to put this title of almost of invincibility, like Francis did something spectacular. He going in there and going to 10 rounds, getting a knockdown. He earned the respect, like I said. But what did he do in terms of showing an arsenal of shots and pinpoint accuracy and solid defense? What did he do that made you? They make it sound like it was Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence type of situation. They made it sound like, now it's let's push Francis to be this. See, it's all about the moneymaker. But ain't it funny though how people are not looking at Tyson Fury saying, this motherfucker's done. It's over for him. No, they're saying Ngannou was that good. But you crucify AJ for losing to Ruiz. And y'all never fail to mention the fact he came back in the rematch and whitewashed him. You laugh at, talking about, he looked terrible against Helenius. Well, he knocked Helenius the fuck out. And y'all also seem to forget Ruiz is a real boxer. Helenius still real boxer. Ngannou, this was his first fucking fight. And you got the nerve to talk shit about a fighter losing to another fighter that's a real fighter versus a guy who fought an MMA guy and went in there and looked horrible. So it just like when I see these things, and sometimes I look at things and I wait. I don't make a video right away, and I'll wait. I'll think things out. I'll look at certain things and it's like, yeah, look at how people are making excuses for Tyson Fury. You know, his performance was just a bad night. Guys, stop it. Alexander Usyk even saying that, you know, he think Tyson Fury is playing possum. Nah, Tyson Fury wouldn't benefit from going there and winning the way he did, getting his hand raised, because he pretty much, did much of nothing and embarrassed himself. I think for Usyk is more of a thing of him keeping himself psyched up to expect a better Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury went there looking like a bag of fucking, he like a big bag of jello, man. That dude, honestly, he's a guy that loves to try to control what you think and what you feel. He tells you what to think and what to feel. Tyson Fury, he has something to prove. So for him to even say he wants Ngannou, well, see, people are so caught up into this because he wants to show that it was a fluke. No. What happened that night happened that night. Fuck fluke. To me, it's just another excuse to not fight an AJ or an Usyk. So if he does rematch, exercise this rematch clause, and basically they're talking about February or whatever, well, we know the deal that what they're trying to do with, Anthony Joshua fighting for the IBF title. So against Urkovich. So the whole point is, through time, when you look at a guy, at any fighter, well, it's constant rematch. Well, that'll be him saying, you know what, even though what happened, I still believe, I know in my heart, I got a better chance of beating Ngannou than I do of Usyk. And the fact is, in terms of how much a fighter develops, I can't sit here and tell you how much better AJ will be come fight night and all that. But in terms of the way Deontay Wilder, got his ass whooped by Tyson Fury, this is what people are going by. They're basing what happened with him and Fury, they're basing what Fury did against Wilder on just determining that he's better than everybody else. He'll beat everybody else. He doesn't have to worry about skills from Deontay, just the right hand. But it's just funny how much of a joke boxing has become, but people still don't get it. You hear me say it, but you still don't get it. Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Daniel Dubois, F.A. Ajaba, Frank Sanchez, all these guys that's out there. But the baddest boxer right now is an MMA guy with one fucking fight. And the second baddest boxer is the guy that got the fluke victory. And then the third as baddest boxer in the heavyweight division is Alexander Usyk. Ain't that some shit? So now we just determined Ngannou to be, better than those guys I just named? Aside from Fury? And the funny thing is, if Fury got his shit together, got in and rematched him, and then whitewashed him, then people would say, see, it was a fluke. And guess what? Ngannou was no more. Just like that. Just like that. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting, man, how people was, I'm saying now, as vocal as everyone was about Anthony Joshua's situation, I know that it's nothing but AJ hate, because when you look at Wilder's situation, for example, he comes in, he knocks out a journeyman, disappears. Why wouldn't you want to keep going, keep active? I want to fight at least 3-4 times a year. I told you guys there's nothing but talk, because there's nobody stopping him or any of these other guys from getting in the ring except for themselves. So yeah, when I look at that, I always say, yeah, and when you look at the losses that AJ has, well, yeah, against the same man twice and against one guy, they split one loss and one victory with. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, he has his losses, but it's not like he's out there losing to people that he should win against. With Andy Ruiz situation, we all expected AJ to win. With Andy Ruiz, and it obviously was better than what people expected. Now, did he evolve? No. But he had those very fast hands. He got in the inside. We know what happened. The rest is history. But just saying that if that loss was avenged, Deontay never beat Fury. and basically to be able to boast and brag about how great Fury is. Well, it doesn't look so bad that Deontay Wilder lost to him, right? And basically, on top of all that, he cheated to beat him 3 times. So with all the stories, all the excuses, I was looking and waiting to see how many people was actually going to point this out about Fury. But now all of a sudden, now there's people that's saying, yeah, Fury's overrated, he's done. Had people writing my channel. Just saying. People have said things. But if you look at it, what I've seen years ago, it took a lot of you. It took that Ngannou fight for you to see what I'm saying. So you heard me say, I see so many flaws in Fury, things that he do. And they keep talking this greatest of all time. Shit, man. People water this shit down and try to make it to be something different. But this guy, going through what he went through, and him being in the position of sitting there, putting his foot in his mouth, talking about how Usyk has to fight him on the 23rd. There's no getting around it. If he does, he'll be sued. Now, all of a sudden, he wants sympathy. And Usyk, they're saying, we don't want that version of Tyson Fury. We want him at his very best. Usyk is confident. And you know what? With Fury, he realizes he can't spook Usyk. And Fury don't like that shit. And he also knows he can't spook AJ. So it doesn't matter. He can fool the fans. He can have a fan, oh man, he'll spark AJ. No, he won't do shit. He won't do shit. And the thing is, when he gets knocked the fuck out, whether it's AJ knocking him out, whether it's a rematch and Ngannou does it or whatever, hell, I'm not even going to count Usyk out for being able to knock him out. I mean, shit happens. But at the end of the day, whether it's a decision or a knockout, whatever, bottom line is once he gets beaten, yeah, people will want to try to pull that, oh, he's not the same fighter shit. But against Ngannou, it's just because Ngannou was so great. Hypocrisy at its purest form. The dude talks, blows a lot of hot air, but again, you clown AJ for losing to the little fat motherfucker, little short fat motherfucker, but you praised Tyson Fury. You Wilder fans about, well, no, man, yeah. Of course, 99.9% of y'all was talking this cheating shit, but at the same time, y'all talked about they were the 2 best heavyweights in the division. And nah, Fury's just that good. Well, he's just a big, tall, fat motherfucker with a bald head. So, bottom line. It's just so funny, man, when I sit and think about this kind of shit. But again, Francis Ngannou with no experience, he went in and did what he did. And that's because he's just a great boxer. Believe that if you want to. Anyway, never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.